We all know the story of the parting of the Red Sea, or at least we think we do. It's one of the most epic miracles ever told. But today, we're going to look at the moment just before the water moves. We're going to zoom in on that critical instant, where everything, and I mean everything, was hanging in the balance. I mean, you can just feel it, can't you? That quote just drops you right into the scene. It's cold. It's tense, and you've got this entire nation of people totally trapped between an impossible sea and an unstoppable army. What a picture. So let's start there. This first part of our explainer, it's all about that feeling, that intense physical, and maybe more importantly, that psychological pressure of being completely and utterly cornered. Just try to put yourself there for a second before you see a single thing. You feel it. A vibration in the ground, a cloud on the horizon that you realize isn't a cloud at all. The entire feeling of dread builds with just two words: dust and thunder. And then you hear it. Yeah, that's not thunder from the sky. It's the grinding, relentless sound of an army, iron on stone. That's the sound of war. It's the sound of their old life, their past, literally catching up to them. And just like that, the threat is real and it's immediate. The Egyptian chariots are closing in fast. You've got the sea in front of you, the army behind you. There is literally nowhere to go. This is the physical trap, plain and simple. But here's what's so fascinating about this moment. The real trap, the deeper one, wasn't just physical, it was psychological. Think about it. Generations of slavery had programmed them, had trained their minds and bodies how to react to force. So their first instinct isn't to fight back, it's to fall back on the only survival skills they've ever known. And this is the voice of that instinct. See, fear wasn't just, being scared. It was a story. A voice inside their heads telling them a narrative about who they were, that they were victims, that this escape was just a fluke, and that this is how it all ends. That fear was defining their entire reality. But then, everything changes. Right here, in the middle of all that rising panic, the entire story just pivots on a dime. A completely different voice cuts through all that noise. And it's not about fighting back physically. It's about a declaration that changes everything from the inside out. Just listen to these words from Moses. There's zero panic here. This isn't wishful thinking or some desperate pep talk. The source material says it has the steady weight of heaven. It's a command, a statement of absolute fact dropped right into the middle of total chaos. And this is such a critical distinction. Moses isn't just offering them a little hope for the future. He's not saying, hey, hang in there, you might make it out of this. No, he is declaring a brand new reality, right here, right now. The difference between promising survival and declaring permanent freedom, well, it's everything. Let's really zero in on this line, because this is the knockout punch of the whole thing. He's telling them, look again at the very thing you are terrified of, that army. Look past your oppressors and understand that its power over you is about to be shattered forever. This is a permanent severing. I mean, the finality here is just breathtaking, isn't it? This isn't about escaping to fight another day. The declaration is absolute. That entire chapter of their story, of their identity, is over. Never again. So what does a declaration like that actually do to a group of terrified people? Well, it leads us right here, because what happens next isn't just a physical rescue, it's a fundamental change in who they are. It's an identity being reborn. So how does this actually work? Let's break it down. It's kind of like a three-step process. First, a word of truth is spoken that just cuts right through all the lies that fear is screaming. Then, that word causes an internal shift. Panic and helplessness get replaced by a sudden, firm certainty. And the result isn't just that they're safe, it's that they have a completely new identity. They're no longer slaves who managed to escape. They are a free people. And here it is. This might be the most important takeaway of all. The real miracle, the true transformation, happened inside them before the famous miracle ever happened in front of them. Their freedom was already a fact in their identity, in their certainty, before a single drop of water had moved. Okay, so we've seen the trap and the internal shift, but there's one more layer to this, and it's a big one. It's what gives this whole story its timeless power. We're about to go beyond the historical moment to its deeper meaning. Okay, get ready for this, because this is so cool.
The Hebrew word for Egypt, Mitzrayim, doesn't just mean a country. Its root actually means the narrow places, the squeezing, the confinement, that feeling of being in a life where you can't breathe. All of a sudden, this story isn't just about leaving a place on a map. It's about leaving a state of being. And this reframes everything. Suddenly, you realize, whoa, this wasn't an accident. This wasn't some bad turn. He led them to the ultimate narrow place, sea in front, army behind, to make the most powerful statement imaginable. This state of confinement, of being squeezed by your past and your circumstances, it's over right now. So that path through the water, it's so much more than just an escape route. It's a doorway. It's the path out of that narrow, confined, squeezed life and into the wide open space of freedom, a new identity, and a whole new future. And that leaves us with a final question. Because when you look at it this way, this ancient story becomes a powerful metaphor for all of us. It kind of forces us to ask ourselves, what are the narrow places in our own stories? What are the old fears, the past failures that have us feeling cornered? And what declaration of truth do we need to hear to finally believe that just beyond that impossible obstacle, there's a wide open space of freedom waiting for us too?